Hello viewers, you're probably here because you're researching how to prepare your ground for a new surface such as a patio, driveway, AstroTurf or some other purpose, in which case you'll likely have a subbase such as MOT type 1, 2 or 3 and that will need compacting down, in which case you'll need a compactor. Compactors are often commonly referred to as Wacker plates, and in fact I actually thought they were nicknamed a Wacker plate because they simply whack down the ground, but in fact they're nicknamed after Herman Wacker, who invented them in the 1930s. Quite a coincidence, right? Anyway, this isn't a history lesson, so let's get on to how to use it. When you're ready to start compacting, you need to ensure that the machine is full of fuel. To do this, we use a jerry can. Do you know why they're named a jerry can? In the war, in World War II, the Germans made better lids for their fuel cans, and as a result, they wanted to use the German ones, and Germans were referred to as jerrys, hence why it's called a jerry can. So we fill this with fuel. Okay. To turn the machine on, you have to ensure that the switch at the front is in the on position. So once you've turned the machine on using the switch at the front, you need to pay attention to the two levers on the side of the machine. The bottom lever is the fuel isolator and the top lever is the choke. The fuel isolator is currently in the forwards facing position. This is the position required for the machine to start, allowing free flow of fuel from the fuel tank to the engine. So once you've finished using the machine and the machine is switched off, you can simply move the fuel isolator to the rear facing position and this will prevent the machine from starting. The top lever is the choke. When you want to start the machine, you need to move the choke lever to the rear position. Once the machine is started, you can move the choke lever to the forwards position and this allows the machine to propel forward. Let's go over that again. The fuel isolator lever is the bottom lever and to start the machine it needs to be facing forwards. The top lever is the choke and in order to start the machine it needs to be facing the rear of the machine. The throttle at the top here, which controls the speed, needs to be midway. Right, so now the machine is primed and set up ready to go, we simply need to pull this. There we go. So now we've done that, in order to propel the machine forward, you need to move the choke to the open position, and the machine naturally wants to pull forward. And we can use the throttle lever to control the speed of the machine. I better not go over my cable. We're frequently asked the question, what size compactor do I need? I'd say one that's between 35 and 40 centimeters in width is suitable for most domestic household applications. Do I need to use a Wacker plate? Well, if you want to avoid a surface such as a driveway or patio or garden with AstroTurf, and you want to avoid undulating dips, then it is imperative that you use a compactor. Typical driveway, we would recommend that you use around 15 centimeters of MOT, in which case I would spread 2 or 3 centimeters of a layer, whack that down, then do another 2 or 3, maybe 4 centimeters, whack that down, and then continue all the way until you've done the full 15 centimeters. And I would then compact that whole surface again to ensure that you've got an even compaction. When you're using a machine like this, there are some important safety notices that you need to pay attention to. It is very important that you wear gloves. In addition, we always recommend wearing ear defenders as these machines can be quite noisy when used for long periods of time. Further to this, and most importantly of all, because how important is your vision, you need to be able to watch videos like this. I actually got a corneal abrasion the other day when I was chopping up some wood, and that is very painful. So wear goggles when you're doing any work around your household. It is also recommended on the machine, on the safety label, that you wear steel toe cap shoes. I guess this is because you don't want the machine compacting down your foot. What else? I think that's all, guys, but actually take a note of the safety label and read the manual. So whether you've got a new project on the go or you're just simply a plate enthusiast, who knows? You can come to surreyplant.co.uk if you're in the Surrey and South London area and hire your Wacker Plate for 24 hours, a few days, or a week, or even 2 weeks. So that's it, folks. Now you've finished your compacting, you can give yourself a well-deserved pat on the back and make yourself that mandatory cup of tea. Here's one I made earlier. Yeah, that's good. I need to cut this back. See you later, guys. There are a lot of flies flying around me here.